If I ask you who is the most famous Indian mythological fiction author, the name you would immediately jump to would be Amish Tripathi, right? Well, did you know that he first self-published? Then his book was taken up by Westland Press, and then he became the national and international best-selling author that he is now. There are other examples like him. Ashwin Sanghi, who released his novel The Rosabal Line on Lulu Press before being revised and re-released by Westland Press. Then there is Savi Sharma, author of Everyone Has a Story. And why stop there? E.L. James, the world-renowned author of 50 Shades of Grey, started with self-publishing. With all these examples, we have got to be thinking, what does this mean? For every author, the gold standard or the holy grail is being spotted by a traditional publishing house? Is it? Hello, namaskar, welcome, swagatam. You are with the Versatile Doctor. My name is Dr. Abhinav Atul, an author, a YouTuber, and a TLB member. Those of you who know me or know my books, The Fourth Kiss and The Broken Boyfriend, would know that I have spent considerable amount of time in the last 3 years spreading the word on self-publishing. I have tried to share everything that I have learned. I have made videos on how to self-publish and a tutorial on the easiest and the most ubiquitous self-publishing platform, Kindle Direct Publishing, and I have talked about the expenses one might encounter while self-publishing. They expect it to be free, right? And also how to use Microsoft Word to write your book. Today, I'm using the platform TLB, the Digital City, has provided me to continue promoting self-publishing. This is going to be the first video of a series where I talk about various practical aspects of self-publishing. I'll share tips and tricks, give recommendations, show tutorials, and overall try to bring you one more step closer to your dream of becoming a self-published author. I wanted to start this series by talking about 4 of the commonest myths around self-publishing. First, only those authors who can't get published by traditional publishers, they go for self-publishing. Second, self-published books are inherently inferior to traditionally published books, both in the quality of the physical book and the quality of writing. Third, self-publishing is free. Fourth, once you write your book and get it self-published, your work is done. But as I started researching for this content, I found myself more and more torn. There is no longer a clear black and white distinction between self-publishing and traditional publishing anymore. Keep the examples of those famous authors who started with self-publishing and then became world-famous authors working with established traditional publishing houses in mind, because today, before speaking about anything on how to self-publish, I want to put this question out for all of you, aspiring writers and budding authors. Are you self-publishing a book to get your book out there to the hands of the readers, or simply in hopes to be picked by a traditional publisher out of the crowd of literally hundreds of thousands of self-published authors, and they would make you their next best-selling project? What do the traditional publishers have which none of the self-publishing houses have? The answer is multifold. I mean, first, traditional publishing has respect, they have reach, and a well-established production line, which means they have their own in-house team of absolutely amazing editors, expert designers, marketers, and pretty much every aspect of book publishing that you can think of, they have an expert for it, including lawyers to make the most comprehensive and ironclad contracts. They have presence in every place where books are sold, from large and crowded bookstalls in book fairs to branded bookstores like Crossword, Starmark, and Oxford Bookstore, to the smallest of bookstores in every nook and corner of the country. So if your book has the merit according to one of these houses, they will make your book visible in pretty much every corner of the world. I mean, which author wouldn't want that, right? In contrast, the largest self-publishing platform in India, Notion Press, doesn't have any bookstores, no offline distribution, no offline presence except their own stalls in select book fairs, for which Mind you, they charge a hefty sum of money from the authors to feature their book. And not to mention Kindle Direct Publishing, which is actually a haven for indie authors, self-published authors around the world, and they don't even have a paperback print service in India. As you can understand, there is no comparison. Traditional publishers make money and name and keep their reputation by selling books. That is their business. So they must bring out quality books in the market and sell as many as possible. But you must understand, to keep their coveted position in the market and their reputation, they can't dilute their brand by publishing thousands of books every year. These companies typically publish merely a few hundred books a year, but sell thousands of copies of each. For context, we are a country of 1.4 billion people. There is no shortage of authors. The big houses have the luxury to pick and choose the best of the best. The authors who are sure money makers for them, the authors who may already be a celebrity. And trust me, I'm not harping on this business model like a disgruntled author whose book was rejected by these big houses. I mean, there is nothing inherently wrong in this business model. I have to accept this fact, as do most of us, that just writing a book is no longer enough to help us get on their radar. You may need a professional literary agent to represent you. You may need to already cultivate a following on social media even before any editor of these publishing houses make time to glance at your submission. And you may need to wait months or years for a response. Or you can self-publish. Now, self-publishing houses make money from the authors, not the readers. Their business model revolves around publishing books rather than selling books. They may literally publish 1,000 books every year, hardly selling 100 copies of each, and still maintain a hefty profit because the author is paying for all the expenses through the publishing packages they purchase. As I said earlier, there is no more black and white difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing today. Busting the myths that I mentioned is also going to be very subjective. So, with the new perspective that I have shared with you, please shout in the comments about what you feel. Are those myths really myths? And if you are an author, given the option, wouldn't you choose an offer by a traditional publisher in a heartbeat over any self-publishing packages? Even though it might mean altering your book ever so slightly to conform to the values or themes that the expert at these publishing houses say is trending right now or selling right now. Think about it. I will talk about my views on these 4 myths that I mentioned in the next video. Stay tuned, keep reading, and don't forget to join TLB The Digital City because it is free and it is always going to be. Thank you for watching. Have a look at the other videos and events that we have at TLB The Digital City, and don't forget, our range of TLB merchandise is ready for you to check out and love. Give a shout out in the comments. Check out our website www.tlbcity.com, and until the next episode, remember the versatile doctor. This is Dr. Abhinav Atul signing off. Namaskar.